Should. So we've already married Astarion. We're getting married to Gale. Up next after Gale, we're gonna start romancing Karlak. And then, I think that's it. I think that's all I have in here so far. Eventually, we're gonna have a harem of people that will be in our bed. Take care of business. Yeah. Don't you want to take care of business? Thank you, Olive. Oh my God, thank you. I don't really decorate. I'll be honest with you. So thank you so much. Honestly, a lot of it is mods, and if anybody wants the mods, here's my entire mods list. You've seen Momo play it? Oh, Momo loves it. We played it on here once, but it's my off-stream game. Why do I have a torch here? Something happened to one of our torches, and I don't know which one I accidentally picked up. I don't want to throw this all nilly-willy. I'll put it over here for now. And what else do we have to do today? Okay, get our watering can. We're still working on our deluxe barn. We need a large goat milk for the community center. Y'all, it's gonna take me at least like 10 minutes to get into the groove of this farm after we played with Shella yesterday on our other farm. Don't throw Willy. I will do as I please. Wait, why would I be throwing Willy? Hi, Shella. I'm here to chug mayo. Can I have a shout out for Shella, please? Exclamation point Shella. Hi, I love you. Please be a mayo chugger with me. Do I have mayo for you? Here, Shella. Wait, no, I don't want to waste that one. Shella, look into my eyes. I'm surprised Astarion didn't react to that. I knew you were a freaky frog. I knew you were a freaky frog. How the heck did you get out? What are you doing out here? I have the auto gates. What's gonna happen to you? Am I forever gonna have a goat on the outside now? This is terrible. This is bad news. Oh my God. Hi, Cat. How are you doing today? Cat, I have a goat problem. I have a goat problem. Oh, you don't have milk yet, right? Did we just buy you? Are you a baby? You are a baby. I forgot that we had a child the last time. Yeah, it is the Shellerson. Can you believe it? My goat is just running wild. Didn't I have a second one? Did I just get one goat? No, you. Tamlin, that's right. But you have no milk for me. Okay. All right. I'm picking up what we're all putting down. What a useless work meeting that was. Could it have been an email? Because if so, that is literally the worst. Oh, I have wool. Do I need this for the community center? I don't think so, right? Oh! Oh my God, I do! Oh my God! From the animal products? Shut up! Oh my God! Forget the large goat milk then. Forget it. Forget it. Set it and forget it. We're gonna be able to complete that. I'm so excited. That is amazing. Hi, Butt. Good morning. How are you doing? I have one egg left over. Do I have a void chicken already? Because I don't know whether to put it in the thing or not. When did we get a void chicken? Did we? Yes. I remember now. I named him General Kerrigan from Shadow and Bone Me. I mean, Bone. Do we want another void chicken? Or should I just turn that into mayo? I don't know. What should I do? Hi, Goose. Hi, Kels. Violet Stream likes you more. Wait, what? What are you talking about? What are you saying? Do I have another thing of milk? Yes. Shadow and Bone Me. I mean Bone. Have you seen Ben Barnes? It was a Freudian slip on purpose. More like a Freudian slap me. Please. Please and thank you. Okay, so I don't need that, so we can sell those things. What time is it? 11:20. Let's go over to the community center first. Drop off my animal goods. And then we'll go see Clunt. We've got some geodes we need to open. Is it not here? Where the hell is the animal bundle? Really? Are you, Goose? That sounds delicious. Is anybody looking weirdly at you? Animal bundle. Hi, Afterthought. Thank you so much. If you want to check them out at all, right there. Top left, you are amazing, Kay. Thank you. Yes! Okay, cool. What else do we need left for the greenhouse? We're in fall, right? Yeah. Oh, I got another cheese press. So, I need our pumpkin and yam, and those should still be growing. And then I need our quality crops. But if I just put this in here, it's not gonna... I want to see if I still have other corn. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Do I have other corn? I do. But I'm only up to 3. That's corn. We got corn and yams over here. It's still going to take a few days for us, but that's fine. Only if you drink like a dog from your cup. With that tongue action? Who has a Dr. Pepper? Just for you? Just for Kels? Kels, do you like Dr. Pepper? Have I never known this? Oh, I have to fix this. Sorry. I can't have one naked cheese press. They all have to look cute. Where is my bucket? There we go. Don't forget your chest anywhere, mod. You know what? I always do. I have barely used that. Barely. I'm literally the worst. So if you've never used mods that like change your machinery, it's basically you're gonna use a paint bucket and then you click on the machine. And then depending on the mods you have installed, the options come up. So what have I been using for this one? It's been this one. But look, you could have green, plain, pink, plain, then like a little bit of foliage on the top, and then straight up wood with some foliage. So I've been using the brown wood with foliage. I love it. What if the cheese press wants to be naked? Well, then I'm wearing the cheese press pants today. I never thought I would say that in this channel. Never in a million years did I think. Never. Absolutely never. Did somebody say that I need to keep maple syrup for something? Is this for the bear? I already have one maple syrup. I'm going to sell the others. Are we talking about Sunhaven? Oh my god, did y'all hear about the new update? We don't have an update yet, but I have 2 things to talk about with Sunhaven. Number 1, the 1.4 update is huge. We're getting a whole new area, 2 new romanceables, lots of bug fixes. And then at the bottom of the patch notes, they just slide in, hey, this is going to be our last update until it comes out for the Nintendo Switch. I didn't even know it was coming out for the Switch. Shella! Did you know it's coming out for the Switch? I'm going to buy that so fast. So fast for the Switch. Are you kidding me? Me too. And I know, like, it probably doesn't make sense for me because I have the Steam Deck. So, like, yeah, I know I can play it on the Steam Deck. And I have. And I like it. But if I like a game a lot, I will buy it on every platform. So, I'm definitely going to get it for the Switch, too. Oh, wait. There we go. Clunch! Did you hear about the new update? We don't have an update yet. Well, it's not out yet. But it's coming out. It's coming out. Alright, it's already in my cart. You've already put away the money for it. Hi, Godless. Welcome back. What do you think, Luxy? Did you like it? We're going to be playing the Coral Island update towards the end of the month. I forget the day it came out. Hold on. Let me tab out. Let me go to my content calendar. The Coral Island update is going to be on... It's in 2 weeks. Less than 2 weeks. It's on Monday, May 20th. Monday, May 20th is the 1.1 Coral Island update. And then hopefully at some point this year we'll get the 1.2 update because it's going to introduce co-op. So I'm hoping that a certain roommate might want to check that out with me, maybe. Only if she wants to, though. Hi, Solar. What's the update for? Are you talking about Sunhaven or Coral Island? Me too, Jen. I'm so excited. Shell's like, maybe? Maybe? I can't remember if you liked Coral Island or not, Shella. That's basically why I was asking. Because I don't know if you were into wildflowers. I can't remember. You did? Okay. Amazing. Even better. Roommates who definitely don't make their little pixels kiss ever. No. God, why would we? That's disgusting. Where? I mean, wait. Oh my God, I have to bring that to Gunther. I was just over there. This game is trying to kill me. We should also gather blackberries today, too. Gamers. Okay, so what am I at? We're on steel, holy blade, and gold. Show. Make some bars while I'm gone today. Because I need to start upgrading. Okay. Back to Clunt. Actually, back to the museum. Thank you for the follows. Hi, Manda. Can you get out of my goddamn way? They just pushed me out of the building. Goodness. Manda, how's your day? Oh, new reward. It better be good. I haven't been picking up the crappy rewards. Bear? A bear statue? Yeah, I'm gonna take this. I don't want the other things. I'll take the bear. Where should we put the bear? I want to decorate. We already have the bear over here. Maybe I can put the bear. Oh my God, he's big. I wasn't expecting his size. Jesus Christ. You know what? I like him there. Is he making the... Is he gay? Look at his arm. Look at that bear's hand. He's totally... Is he... Oh my God, right before Pride? You'll love to see it. Once again, this is why women will pick the bear every time. Plants, hello, thanks for the lurk. Hi, Mia Ann. It's Halston, stop it. Stop it. Lexi, you like it? I'm so glad. I'm so glad. No! I know. I love the stretch marks. I do. Have you... Who was I romancing in Coral Island? The one that works at the crap. The stargazing place. He's got an earring. I was romancing in one... I have 3 or 4 different saves going on right now because everybody's hot in Coral Island. One of them was the doctor. No. Waku. That was it. Waku. Waku. On my OG save, I was romancing Waku. Yeah. Because he's so fine. He's so fine. Yeah, Waku. Let's pick berries. Are these the berry bushes? Oh, they are. They're so pretty in this version. Waku to Wally. This is like a throwback to like Wally's World or something. A hottie quota is high. I know. They knew what they were doing. I just really love how diverse Coral Island is too. I think there's a lot to say about Stardew Valley and the things that could be added to the game, but something that I don't always see people talk about is how it's not very diverse. And that was one of the reasons that I really loved Coral Island and one of the reasons that I backed them on Kickstarter so many years ago. Is because I was like, oh my God, I love the art style, but I love seeing people who don't look like me. And that other people can see themselves represented in the game. And that everybody has, like, their own vibes. We've got one or two non-binary characters in Coral Island. Love it. Drool on your keyboard, right? Listen, if it happens, I understand. It's hard not to. Give me your finish bushes. I'm getting a lot. If I could get up to 7 for my foraging just from blackberries, that would be great. Noah. Noah's so cute. Noah gives me the Mummy vibes. Like Brendan Fraser, the Mummy vibes. Do you feel that? Hi, Lana. Thank you for the follows, by the way. Welcome, welcome. Your keyboard wouldn't understand. Surya. Yeah, I feel you on that. That's why I have so many saves. Because I'm like, besties, you're not forcing me to pick. Because as far as I know, you can't mod Coral Island, so I don't think that you can do any sort of poly mod. But also, do they get mad at you if you date more than one person? If they don't get mad at you, then I will consider dating multiple. But then you can only marry one, I'm pretty sure. So, I don't know. All I know about Coral Island is one time Cupcake was telling me something and I thought he said the mermaids were his greenhouse. Oh, in his greenhouse. I know that there are mermaids, but I have not gotten far enough to meet them yet. But in the 1.1 update, you're going to be able to have a whole underwater farm. That's pretty cool. Come stand next to the fire pit. It feels great. Are you going to push me in? No. No, Linus wouldn't do that. I was hoping you'd come by sometime. Oh? You need food? There's a plum right behind you. I wanted to say sorry for mistrusting you at first. When did you do that? Most people don't treat me well, so I've learned to be cautious. Oh my god, Linus, please. It's too early to cry. You've been uncommonly nice to me. You're a unique person, and I consider you a good friend. Ah, Linus! Can we get some love in the chat for Linus, this sweet baby? I want to show you something. Come inside. Okay. Now I know that you're not a serial killer. Of course, I will join you in your hut. That is not where my brain went. That is not where my this Mr. Eric. That is not the sound that bait mates. Maybe a certain type of bait. If you're somebody that is a master at it. Good stream, everyone. Good stream. Okay, thanks for showing me your bait. Top quality stuff. I'd eat it myself. Here, I want you to have the recipe. That's really kind of you, sir. That's really kind of you. I'm okay. Learned how to make wild bait. I mean, it was a wild time. It was a wild time. I'm glad that cutscene is over. How are we all doing? Happy Tuesday, everyone. What terrors have you imagined and encountered this week? Took me way too long to understand. I wish I could be like you. God, I wish I could be like you. I want to unknow things. We were just feeling bad for him, yeah. Then suddenly, not feeling so bad anymore. I thought I was being accosted. Nothing that compares to what I just witnessed. Okay, good, good, good. This is great. This is so wonderful for all of us involved. Do I need any of these? No, I'm good. So we didn't fish. We don't really, I mean, I guess I could fish a little bit. Yeah, we've got time. I'll warp down to the beach and I'll warp back. Let's fish a little bit for some money. My God, Willie, go to bed. My husband suddenly got up from his lunch at home, asked what was wrong, and then, ooh, goes, I found an app that can solve a Rubik's Cube. He knows how to solve it, but was intrigued. I love that for him. Like, solve a Rubik's Cube as in do you send, like, a photo? And it can solve it for you of how to complete it? How does that work? Would Linus be Will's for the Baldur's Gate mod? So the person, I haven't looked back in a while, the person said that if they wanted to do Will, they were working on Will next, and they were gonna replace Harvey with Will. Hi, Beatrice! Thanks for the lurk. Welcome on Eon. You input what the sides look like by color. That is so freaking cool. I love that. See, this is kind of cool what apps and AI can do. Just don't make a fake Katy Perry dress, you know? You're not really achieving your full potential. It's quite pathetic, in fact. I love me some albacore. Ooh! Amethyst. We'll give that to my wife at some point. Silly! Thank you so much for 3 months. Welcome on back. Thanks for the sub, love, and support. How are you doing today, darling? Hope you're having the best day. Sass, thanks for the lurk. Have a lovely day. Enjoy all the Stardew Valley musings. Y'all, at the end of this day, I'm going to take our break. Oh, Combat Quarterly! Let's go! Oh my God. Oh my God, you edged me! Less than 40 points away. Unbelievable. Fine. I couldn't solve a Rubik's Cube either. In elementary school, we were taught how to solve them. I know. And, it was supposed to be for a project if we had like a week to try and solve it. And, I didn't. But you know what I did? I used my noggin. I carefully peeled off the stickers and pasted them back on, and my teacher had no idea, and I got an A+ on it. And I bet you most of the kids that I went to school with also did that. All right, zero judgment here. The mismatched looks of Rubik's Cubes, yeah. Kind of cathartic, isn't it? Gotta hate being edged by a fish. That's the worst kind. Truly the worst. Hi, On. Hello. Smart? Yeah. Andrea, how are you doing? I don't understand how people mess them back up when they solve it. Well, I think we're already maxed out on fish, right? Fishing. Yeah. I think they just keep twisting. But you have to twist it quite a bit. Or they're just fast with it. Oh God, I gotta go home. I didn't realize what time it was. We gotta go home. We gotta go home. Astarian is sleeping in the corner. God, you're getting more and more like Edward every day. All right, I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna go pee. In the meantime, hi Rugs. I used to know the pattern, but I haven't played with the Rubik's Cube in years. Yeah, it's been years for me too. I always wanted to learn. I like the other puzzle mechanics. They're wooden puzzles. I want to get into those. Those have been popping up on my TikTok feed lately. BRP question for you. Hi, Fern baby. Do you like puzzles? And if so, what are your favorite types of puzzles? Video game puzzles? Do you like, find like the hidden object? Do you like jigsaw puzzles? Are you a puzzle person? Share that with me in chat. I like puzzles. Funny enough, I do, but I get frustrated by it easily. We'll be back. Hi, I'm back. Y'all like puzzles? That's the BRP question. Word puzzles. A lot of you like word puzzles. Oh, that's so cool, Scatter. That's what I want. Sudoku and cryptogram puzzles, yeah. And Rubik's Cubes. Oh my god, so even different kinds. Natalie, how are you doing? That's awesome. Jigsaw puzzles, yeah. You know what I really want? I want to get something for myself this year. There's a term for it and I can't think of it, but it's basically a puzzle board. Well, hold on. It's like a puzzle table that can spin. And my idea process was, yeah, it'd be great for puzzles because we love puzzles, but I thought it would be good for board games too because we really love board games. Hi, Kiora. Sudoku. They frustrate you. They frustrate me too. The 3D puzzles, Manda, yes. They're so fun. Hi, Vanguard. Oh my god, thank you. Thanks so much. Yeah, I've got some really cute mods in here. Trish, absolutely. You know what? There's some sort of puzzle mechanic to it. You have to count, so. Hi, Local. You're my Mayo Chugger, Anonymous. Joke's on you. Oh! Wedding day! I love how Astarian is up there with me. Hold on a second. Does this mean that every person we marry is going to be standing up here with us? So will I at some point have a group of like 8 people with my next bride or groom? This feels awkward. Why is Astarian staring deeply into me? Okay. Are we going to have like a 3 kiss or okay. I love that too. You've given up on it. If you need help, there's so many good YouTube tutorials. You may kiss. Smooch. Aw, look at Astarian being so supportive. And Marnie, loving it here. It's like Gail's marrying you both, yeah. And I love that I'm gonna have an extension on my house every single time. We're gonna have like a mansion at a certain point. Wait, is Gail hidden? Okay, so you're here. But where did Astarian go? Okay, you're inside. Today is going to be a fantastic day. I can feel it. I get this special feeling in my nose. It might be allergies, Astarian. If you want to make friends with Willy, you can't go wrong with the art o' crabbing. Thanks for the heads up. Okay. Bye. So, here's my question. So this is supposed to be Astarian's area, right? This is supposed to be Willy's, but it's honestly just an extra room. So, like, not Willy's, excuse me, Gail's. So, is Gail just like, he just expanded my house but didn't bring anything with him? Is that what you did, baby? Okay. Smooches upon smooches for you. Oh, it is Jody's birthday today. So let me grab a diamond. Actually, hold on. Let me clean out my pockets first. Because we got a lot of stuff in here. And sell some things. And then I want to grab a diamond for Jody. We have to bring that over to Gunther. I have a trash pile, don't I? I'm not going to keep this stuff. I do have a trash bin. He's the man of honor. He's the man of the hour. I wonder if he nibbles on Gale in the middle of the night. Do you think he does? I'd like to assume he does. I don't know. I feel like that's super romantic. Thank you, Vanguard. Thank you so much. Y'all are really sweet to me. This is still very new for me for decorating for Stardew. So, like, it means a lot. Oh! We got yams! Amazing. Anything else that we can pick up today? Okay, so I have to put 1 yam away in the community center, which is fantabulous. We did the Sebastian Yandir. The Sebastian Yandir was hilarious. The VOD is still up if you want to watch it, and I've also been putting up TikToks, ! TikTok in the chat if you want to go and see that, because I have my final one for tonight. Go give me some likes, some comments, some love on it. I would appreciate that. I think I'm going to sell the rest of the yams, because I don't need it for anything, right? Thank you, Golden. Thank you, thank you. But today, after we play on the solo farm for a little bit, we are going to be trying out the Yandere Haley, which I'm very excited about. On, what did you do? What happened? Speaking of allergies, I've been having the worst allergies for the past, like, 2 years. Nothing was helping. It wasn't rice. It was alfalfa. Are you kidding me? Oh, my God. And this is how you found out? Unbelievable. Oh, my goat went back inside. Thank God. Thank God. This was too much pressure for little old me. I still don't know why I have another milk pail. Zayden. Hi, bestie. Thank you so much for your milk. That's awful. I'm glad you found out ahead of time, though. Well, or rather that you found out now. Because it could have gotten just progressively worse for you, you know? Things can always be worse. Isn't that so nice and reassuring? Okay. Harvey's your main squeeze. Sometimes Shane, I have a problem. I either want to fix somebody or have them fix me. I relate to that. I do. Good news. If you ever want to try your own Yandere mod, they have mods for all your favorites. I kid you not. Y'all, okay, so is it worth me keeping wool? Or should I just be selling that? I'm assuming I should just be selling it. Oh, we never said anything about... Did I miss an egg? Huh. You know what? I'm gonna turn it into void mayo. We can buy some more pets if we want to later on. That's fine. An's about to go Super Saiyan now that their limiter has been removed. An's like, I'm unstoppable now. Try and stop me, you cowards. You can't. You shan't and you won't. You shan't and you won't. I still need 25K. All right. Let's go see Jody. And we'll go over and see Clint after. Where do you think Jody's going to be hanging out? Jody in the morning. She's at home. Over to the saloon. Fear me. I fear you already. Shy, thanks for the lurk. Yeah, I'm glad you're okay now, too. Were you taking, like, allergy medicine? And was it just not working? Oh, we got an Is this Alex or Sam? Why can't I remember? We got a Super Saiyan cutscene. Only when you're playing your Titan. Oh, Sebastian's there too. Oh, hi, Vi. Sebastian and I were just having a little jam sesh. Oh, that's Sam. Okay. Tell me about your jam sesh. We're trying to start a band, but we still don't know what kind of music to make. There's too many possibilities. I think you should be 90s ska, personally. Oh, Sebastian didn't like that. Sorry. Oh, but you did. Say, Vi, what kind of music do you like? Honky tonky country music. High energy dance music. Hey, you know what? That's exactly the kind of style I've been thinking about for the band. Here we go. Hi, Belle. How are you doing? What do you say, Sebastian? Should we do this? We shall. Okay. Thanks for the help, Vi, with my guitar skills and Sebastian's wizardry on the synthesizer. We're gonna be a screaming success. I'm convinced of it. Apparently that was the correct answer. I just like dance music. I could play the drums if you need somebody to not keep beat. I could do that for you. Very easily, in fact. Hi, Jody. Happy birthday. Oh, I got an achievement. Clicks. Yay. Back over to Clunt. I think they'd be a cute pop punk band, too. What was that? I don't even know if they make them anymore, but it used to be like emo and punk bands would do pop covers. Is it Pop Goes Punk? There were different volumes. I don't know if I'm showing my age here or not, but that used to hit. That used to hit. Who's putting cookies in there? Who put cookies in a mystery package? How old are they? Are they stale? I don't know how I feel about that, y'all. Okay, I don't need to bring those over to Gunther. I think I can sell these ones. I'm gonna do something terrible. I'm gonna give Clint my cookies. This is a fun gift, thanks. I'm so glad you don't have the depression anymore. I know, I don't know what overcame me, y'all. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Did they really make one that goes crunk? You're kidding? Did they really? Punk, rock, or crunk? Wow. Probably Evelyn, you think so? Oh, that's where I left them. Can you just send them to me directly the next time? I don't even know what new... Was it the obsidian vase? I don't want any of these things. They're ugly. I don't want them. It's the best. I'm gonna have to take a listen now. You all have convinced me. You're trying to level up your fighting, so you went to the Skull Cavern, but you ironically forgot to check your luck. Oh my god. No monsters? I mean, that's good, but at the same time, it's bad, you know? You know? I get you. We're gonna fish for the rest of the day, because I still want to work on the deluxe barn. I really need money. I really need quite a number of monies. Fries against covering any way you want. Yup. So freaking good. We need over 10,000. You think I can get that just from fishing today? We've been getting a lot of lost books, too. I liked the first volume, I think the best. I don't think was it Fall Out Boy or Panic at the Disco? There was another band. Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, maybe? That did a really good cover. I think you can. I wish I had faith in myself like that. Why do I keep getting the wild bait after Willie did his... Willie. Not Willie, Linus. I keep blaming Willie for everything today. I'm so sorry, Willie. It's not you, it's me. But it's also you. There's a now, that's what I call K-pop album. Did that just come out, or has that always been a thing? I've never heard of that before. That's incredible. Okay, I've got a question for chat. The now, that's what I call whatever. What number are we on? What number are we on? Because I was alive when the original came out, and I believe my first one I ever purchased was number 4. Have I caught any of the legendaries? Not in this save. Not in this save, no. It's new? Sick! Oh, I definitely want to check that out then. Like 50-something, I think? Oh, okay, so we're going to have a breakdown today. That's great. I should have scheduled it in. Can we all have a cry at 3 p.m.? How do we feel about that? You had the original one? Incredible. I'm surprised they're still making them, considering I feel like a lot of people just don't buy CDs anymore. But I assume you can get the albums on Spotify and Apple Music now, right? So they're still putting them together somehow? According to their website. Oh my god! It's 89. Wow, like the year I was born. Ah! We got a dinosaur egg! Dino! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! Nope. I am not giving that to Gunther. You can go to hell in a handbasket. We're gonna cook this baby. Can I? Yeah, I have the ability to get eggs. Oh my god, I've never had a dinosaur before in any of my games. Can you believe that? Ever. Ever. We're gonna have our first dino baby ever. 11 days? Nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody. I don't even have time for that. No one. 11 days. Okay. Back to fishing. Oh, let me, before Willie leaves, sell some things while I'm here. I am purely going after money right now, so I'm just selling a bunch of the stuff that I can. You've also never had one. You got your first egg yesterday. Something's got to be in the water. I love that for us, Fern baby. Dino egg. I gotta find out what mod Shella's using, because her mod, it can be like a myriad of colors. So I don't know what color the regular dinos are. Because I guess it's just going to show up regular for us. Unless... Well, I do have all of the barn animals changed to, like, cute ones. But I don't know if that includes dinos. Or ostriches. I've never gotten an ostrich either. I don't even know how you get one, though. Oh, it is! So then I already have it installed. So I guess we could get a cute color then. Right? Isn't that the one that I have? Somebody check what I have installed. I definitely have one of them, but I don't know if it's the cuter coop animals or... I know it's L's, but I don't know which one. The mod config menu. Do you know how to bring the mod config menu up? It is? Do you know what I'm supposed to press to bring up the mod config? Do you know? If you know, you can just tell me in chat, because I want to see the options. Or I can configure it myself. Bottom of settings. Oh, that's easy. Another lost book. I should probably read these at some point. The bottom of settings. Not this one. The bottom. Mod options. Ah, there we go. L's new coop animals, right? This is the one? Dinosaur. So, what does this mean? Are these all the options? Or... Oh. I don't know what to do here. A cream dinosaur would go with my aesthetic the best. But if I do false, could it be any single one of them? I'm assuming if you put down false, it could just show up anything, right? I think I want cream. Okay, cool. Thanks, pals! Oh, wow, yeah, so all of these can be changed in here. That's incredible. I have a lot of mods. False is vanilla, I believe. Okay. Neato. Oh, no. Are we okay? My game froze for a second. Are we all right? Are we okay, besties? I know I forgot to eat. Don't be mad at me. Don't be mad at me. Oh, I'm unwell. Am I still gonna be exhausted now that I overdid it? Oh, that sucks. I didn't mean to. We're good? Okay. You can open the mod page on Nexus Mods and look at the pictures of each color there. That's what I did, and I spent forever on it. We might have to. But also, how does it get decided? Like, once you start the incubation process, does it already know the color it's supposed to be? Or how does that work? Because if it's already decided, then, you know, I can't really do anything about it. But if it's not... Oh, the assets folder and look at the files. Yeah, that also makes sense. We've been getting so many goodies lately. If I can hit 20K from all the fishing today, I'll be so happy. You can change it at will. It just takes a bit to load. Oh my god, so I can pick the colors? That's so cool. Screw letting fate decide. You change the look of your horse all the time? Okay. So, have you used the horse Pam mod then? Is that not the one that you have as a go-to? God, I really want to get a horse, but honestly, is it even worth it if I'm teleporting all the time? I mean, we could get one for shits and giggles just to have it on the farm, but I don't think I'm going to be using it. I just go zoom, zoom. I've spoiled myself, chat. I've overly spoiled myself. Ooh! Does anything happen if you don't read the books? I feel like I should probably read them. That's so much easier. Yeah. Oh, is this new? Yeah. We got a new one. God, I'm pulling up so much treasure today. You purchased the horse anyway because it looks cool? Yeah. And I still want to get a cute mod for it. Does Elle have any horse overlays? I assume she does, but, you know, who knows? All right, I'm gonna go home and try and sell this stuff, then we're coming back. XP and different things. Oh, shit. So I should be reading them then. Like farming and fishing. Oh, God. Okay. Huh. Read books in library. I got you. I got you. Rocky picture incoming. Let's go. Our sweet baby. Gunther. A lot of money. I'm going to just sell that. I'll keep those on me. Go back. Go back to Willie's. Hi, Simmer. How's it going? We're doing lovely. We're hanging out in the solo save right now. We're going to be switching to the Yandere Haley mod later on today. What time is it? 1:32? Maybe like in an hour or two. It's going to be towards the end of stream. Towards the end of the day for us. Hi, SMG. I love our resident loaf. I love how your friend's dog has become the Nerd Camp's dogs. You know? We've got Charlie, we got Kubu, we got Rocky. Perfect. Match made in heaven. Books. Yeah, so I have those ones, and I've been reading those ones, but I still think, I mean, I might as well just get them off my list, right? Maybe I'll get something cool for them. You can press B and send things straight to the shipping bin from your inventory. Wait a second. This whole time? Wait. What are these doing in here? Wait. 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 What was that? Where are these right now? CC fish tank number 1? What does that mean? Oh, that's under community. Oh, okay. Oh, I don't want to take these out. Can I take those out? Click community center to the right. Okay. Big barn. Deluxe coop farm. But where's the... Oh, I see it now. I see it now. Oh, I didn't know I could do that from here. Oh, no. Did I just trash that? No! Why is that getting trashed? I just threw out 2 of my fish. What am I doing wrong? No, what am I doing wrong? Okay, that's going in fine. But the other ones went in here, didn't they? Okay, something happened. Yeah, they're stacking now. They're stacking now, but I don't know if they were before. Or maybe this is just refreshing and I think that it's getting sent in here. That must have been it. Okay, that's pretty cool. Thanks, y'all. Thank you, thank you. Hi, Parrot. I see the title. Don't mind me. Just casually chugging mayo. I knew you would. I knew that the mayo chuggers would find us in here. You're more than welcome. Hi, Lissa. Yeah, they ended up stacking. Yeah. I just saw, like, the refresh, and I thought they were going into the trash bin, so that's on me. I got scared. Thanks, pals. Raina, thank you for the lurk. Yeah, this is the Chest Anywhere mod, but I still have not been using it to its full capabilities, you see. Because, again, it's new. Hi, Sinisty. Mayo on the bread makes for pretty good grilled cheese. That's what I'm telling. I told that to chat. I'm like, it's like a tuna melt minus the tuna. It's so tasty. It adds a little bit of sweetness to it. You are correct and you are right and you should say so. I'm doing good, Parrot. How are you doing? Hi, Logical. Welcome. It's the mod you can't live without. I feel like once I get used to it, it will be one that I can't live without. My UI mod, my CJB cheats, my CJB item spawner, I feel like are my main ones. ID's fishing mod for me. Is this a Gunther? Well, I can just sell that anyway. It's not common, Manda, no. Depends on the mayo. Some of them give a fishy aftertaste. Do they really? What brands give a fishy aftertaste to you? I feel like Hellman's is fine. If you're feeling sassy, you'll make your own aioli. I found out the other day, literally. You just take mayo and you just put in garlic. That's garlic aioli. I feel like I learned so much from TikTok. Stop trying to take this away from us. Okay, I'm going home anyway, so I'm physically going over to my shipping bin right now. Please don't be mad at me. Oh my god, we got melon jelly. I'll put in some roe, I guess. Okay. I don't know if it matters the type. That's all it is? That's all it is! Unless somebody wants to reveal something to me right now. That's all it is. Can you believe it? I thought something else was in there. I don't know why, but I definitely thought there was more. Lovely. Okay, we're gonna bring that over in the morning time. We've really gotta start romancing Karlak. Oh, I missed a yam. Oh, you know what? I should really plant some more things over there, huh? Do I have any seeds on me right now? I think I have some more pumpkin seeds. We've got 3 pumpkin. We've got corn. Where is my quality fertilizer? Speed grow, basic fertilizer. Do I not have quality fertilizer? Oh my god, I had a dinosaur egg. I'm gonna bring this one over to Gunther then. Mix seeds. I guess I can try the basic fertilizer. I guess that's fine. Oh, I had enough. That's good. That's amore. Didn't you need them for the yam or something? I needed it for the community center, but I already brought that in. Oh, they're already watered. Never me mind. I'll just keep that. Yeah, I just needed it for the community center, but I already brought that over. Oh, half size, there is one. 79 options? She's really feeding us. Look at my men. Look at my men sleeping. This is perfect. Look at my harem. Oh, I love them. I love them both so much. We really need a romance Karlak today. Oh, 18 grand from fishing. I think we can upgrade our barn. Hi, Christine. It's olive oil and garlic and mayo is egg oaks and canola oil. Okay, okay. We slapped a little 2-ounce thing of mayo on the side of your fries and charged $4, right? But it's tasty. It is tasty. Hello, darling. Just a little smoochy. Don't worry about me. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities outside of the house. I'm fine in here by myself. Are you sure? Okay. As long as you're sure. Just wanted to make sure for you. I have no idea where Gale is. Do we know where that man went? Gale! The Starion's in the kitchen. Where's Gale? Gale's gone. Do you think Gale's in the hobby area? Gale? No? Where's my newest husband? He abandoned us when we needed him the most. If you get him a bed, will he sleep in it? I think they just sleep all in the same bed, which is hilarious if you think about it. Truly, if you think about it. He's, you can finish that sentence. Dynasty, you can finish it. You can say what we're all thinking. He's a huge dog pile. Poop and peas. All right, fine. Better not be pooping behind my hydrangeas. I won't let him. I refuse. I didn't get him a coffin. They don't have any. I mean, I didn't. I couldn't. How dare you? Oh, I got a feather. duck feather for anything? Should I be keeping one or should I just be selling it? I genuinely do not know. Get out of my way. He's pooping in his old tower. Does he need a semblance of peace? Fertilizer, another dino egg? Yeah. So apparently this was not my first one. Apparently we already got one. It was hiding out in here, so I'm going to give this one to Gunther for the museum. Sleepy Kitty toe beans, I'm so jealous. Oh, the merchant's in town today. Okay, we've got 35k gold. Okay, so... All right, we've got multiple things I need to do today. Merchant. I'm going to go see Karlak Gifts. I don't know what her favorite is going to be. Robin, build deluxe barn. So I have the money. I need to grab the wood and the stone. We can start working on that. Wood, 550. Stone, I have plenty. Awesome. We're making so much progress today, y'all. Isn't that exciting? I love little toe beans. How pink are the toe beans? Explain them to us. So look at the duck feathers too? Really? And that would be in the same place? Karlak. Yes, my good sweet baby Karlak. Do I need a truffle? I don't think I need any of these things. And a red fez. She's really upset me today. She has really upset me today. Absolute crap. Hi, Robin. All right, so we're doing the deluxe barn, right? Deluxe barn. Yeah. A fire quartz? Oh, yeah. I think you're onto something here. I know it tells me what her most loved gift is, but I would have to open up another window and I'm lazy. We'll just find it out. We'll just figure it out together. Hi, Clont. Thanks for the follows, friends. Welcome on in. Don't forget to update your to-do list. Oh, yes, thank you. I shall. Oh, what are those? Oh, flower seeds. Nice. I think I'm going to hold on to those for now, but... I'm sorry, did I get more packages that were hidden inside of a package? How did that work? Liking a little salad like Leah? You think so? Stuffing? Damn. I said, oh, don't I need that for the community center? We did for Shell and myself's co-op farm, but not in this save. Oh, coffee! Who do I need? So it's going to be for Karlak, but you can check on my mod list for the Karlak mod, which should be listed on there. And if you bring it up, go to like the description section, and I think it'll tell you her loved gifts. Like I'm 99% sure it will. God, I didn't realize how many geodes I had just from fishing yesterday. A lot. Wouldn't it be great if she loved some melted bars? You like some copper bars? Because I have a lot for you, ma'am. I'll win your heart. One smelting at a time. Titus, what a cutie. Oh my god, Half says you're so fine. You just kind of roll in after some point, right? This whole thing has been filled up. Okay, I am running off right now. Let me go over to the museum and turn in what I can. Because I don't know what I can and can't. And then everything else that I can't turn in, we're just gonna sell right back. Okay, so it's literally just 2 items. All right, dino egg there. That there. You're a little bitch, Gunther. How dare you not give me a reward? Especially for the dino egg? God. Step on a Lego, man. Can you? Why did I sit down? That's not what I wanted to do at all. Okay. All right, so y'all told me to pull this up. I'm in the shipping bin right now. That's my seeds chest. I'll put more in there. I didn't label my other chests, though. That's the other problem. Like, I want to be able to do this, but I have to still label them. How do I label them? Oh, okay. I did pretty good there. And then I can go to my shipping bin. Aha. Okay. Okay. Then... You have nothing in here? No. 5? Yeah. Okay, I'm kind of doing it. She's kind of getting there. The text box, icon lets you rename and reorder. Under this screen? Oh, this one? Oh, okay. Well, I'll do that off stream. But it's good to know that that exists there. Thank you so much, pals. Oh, I didn't mean to write off Karlak. Karlak is next. Where do we think our girl is? Will she ever come out of the cottage? It's raining today, right? I don't know if she's going to come out or not. I don't think she'll let us in. No wonder I haven't been able to romance her. We're doing a long stream today, Godless. Oh, I lied. Is this the same Leah cutscene? Hi. I'm just working on this sculpture here. Come here, watch this. This is the Leah cutscene, right? It looks so weird that she's working on a sculpture. But yeah, Godless, we should be going till about 6 today. Normal Leah? Okay, I'm gonna skip it then. I'ma skip it. Normal Leah cutscene? Well, how many hearts do we have with her? Okay. Hello. Nice to meet you. I don't have anything really with me. What are we up to with Karlak? All right. Same Leah. Okay. How's some coffee? Oh, yeah, she likes some coffee. Okay, how's she feel about mayo? Oh, she loves my mayo. My hand-churn, freshly spit out mayo. Because, like, I pre-chug them, you know? Where are we at? Where are we at, bestie? Okay. Since it's raining out today. Bomb? Just bomb? Hey. Don't knock until you tried it. I regret saying that immediately. I'm so sorry. Let's max her out. The regurgitated mayo hits differently. Does it? Does it? Are we positive? Are you sure? Yeah, the bouquet. I couldn't remember what to call it, but I figured since it's already raining today, I should buy another pendant, and we did. You think I can propose on the same day I hand off flowers? Is this gonna be like The Sims? What's the over-under here? Gag me with a spoon. It would be my honor. It would be my honor. Bouquet. What is this? An Anya flower? What? This has got to be a mod, right? The goddess of summer, love, and sexuality, pronounce Anya or Anya. The Anya flower first blossomed. Okay. Give this to a spouse to declare them the primary caretaker of the home. Oh, and you can grow these. Okay, so since Astarion is the primary caretaker, we don't see Gale. But if we wanted to switch that up and see Gale all the time and not Astarion, we would give this to Gale. Do you understand? So if we wanted some cuteness with Karlak, we would give Karlak the flower. Yeah, this has got to be the polymod. That makes sense now. Okay, that's neato. But I love Astarion. I love Astarion. Everybody else is fine, is good, but I love Astarion. I want to see him all the time. Give me little nibbles. You know what I mean? Oh, hello? My game just froze. Okay, we're fine. Yeah, it looks like universal love gift too, which is pretty sweet. Hey, do you want to go steady together? You want to get more serious? I feel the same way. Ah! Okay, well now that we're serious, have some more of my mayo because I think we still need to fill up the hearts, right? I want to plan another wedding today. We need just a little bit more. How much mayo do you think is in her prison pocket at this current moment in time? Maybe don't answer that. Hey, do you want to get married? I accept. I'll set everything up. We'll have the ceremony in 3 days, okay? Okay. I already sent, so Monday. Monday wedding. Yay! Fantastic. Let's go back to the library and read some of our books. Because I realized I didn't do that before. Mid-fall wedding. Oh my god, we're gonna look so cute. We should get something else set up. Oh, why are these other books not booking? How do I get that off? Am I not reading it correctly? Pals, how do I get this to not be floating still? Okay, I got it. So annoying. I've already read all of these myself. Like, in my other saves, I should say. Oh, we are absolutely not doing Journey of the Prairie King in this save. Absolutely not. Okay, we're done. Let me stop by and see Willie so I can sell some of these shells. I went to Pierre's again. Oh my god. You're a Valley girl? Did you ever see the movie? It's actually a really good movie. Nicolas Cage. He's great in it. I think that was his first cinematic movie. Was Valley Girl. Did I actually beat it or did I enlist help? What are you talking about? My perfection save? No! 100% all me. All me. I will say, I did use a mod for my fishing. But outside of that, it was all me. And the only part of that mod that I used is what you see. So I just skipped the mini game. But like, had to get all the legendary fish. I had to get all of the stuff crafted and made. Get it sent out in the shipping bin. I had to get all the money. I mean, y'all know the achievements. No, I did it myself. Yeah. Hi, Gigi. Thank you. Thanks so much. How are you doing today, cutie? I hope you are having the best Taco Tuesday on this side of town. That's so real. You don't like the fishing. I don't either. I know that, like, listen, at the end of the day, I get if people like it or don't like it. I come from the standpoint of I never liked it, but then I also realized how incredibly difficult on my flare-up days it is to fish in this game if you do not skip the mini game, and it is better on controller, but some people don't have controllers, so I come at it from like an accessibility standpoint. Hey, it would be great if in the base game you could switch some of these things off, you know? Oh, I got broccoli. Hi, avocado, welcome on in. Nice to meet you. Hope you're having a great day today. Hey, Doc, how's your day going? Skeletons? I don't want to slay 50 skeletons. River fish? Yeah. Okay, sure. What do I need to do for this? 20 river fish? I can do that in 10 seconds. Flare-ups? Sinisty. Funny enough, none of those, and I've been tested for all of them. Hormones. Hormones that either would have happened regardless or caused by my COVID infection. So anytime that I have a hormone imbalance, which is several times a month, I have flare-ups that can lead to joint swelling now in my my hands. So thankfully, knock on wood, I've been doing enough and eating healthy enough. exercising, having enough water in my life, that, like, I have not had a flare-up in about a month and a half right now. But it's always lurking, and this winter period was really difficult for me again. I swear the cold weather has something to do with it, too. It could be. It definitely could be. And there's so much more testing that needs to be done. But yeah, they checked me out because my doctor thought I had an immuno issue. So they did blood tests, and we ruled out Lyme disease. We ruled out MS. We ruled out rheumatoid arthritis. Basically, we ruled out everything. We were just like, yep, I guess it's hormones. Oh, well, that sucks. Hey, it's okay. Listen, it's mostly controllable. So I am okay with it now, knowing that, like, I'm not dying. And it gets better in the summer and the fall. And if I just have to deal with it in the wintertime, it is what it is. You know? I will put up with it because I have to. But that's part of the reason why I mention so frequently to y'all that I'm so appreciative of everything you do when you are here lurking, when you follow, when you hang out with me, when you do subs or bits or anything. I'm not like other streamers, and that's okay. I am a chronically ill gal, and I want to let other people know out there, if you are another chronically ill gamer, that, you know, you can do it too in your own way. You don't have to follow the meta. You don't have to follow what everybody else is doing. And you can still take care of yourself in the process. Peaceful playthrough, yeah, I get that too. Totally understandable. Diagnosis, just chronic symptoms, yeah. Well, the problem is too, is that some of the tests are like inconclusive, or you just have to keep going, you get second opinions, and then, you know, are you in the middle of a flare-up? Okay, if you're not, will stuff show up? It's exhausting. And I hate getting blood work done, so I'm, like, happy to be over that, you know? Yeah, gaming is for everybody! All my love, Godless! Hiya, Newman! Hi, honey! Yeah, invisible illness, yeah! Truly, y'all, we are warriors! I am gonna get rid of the broccoli seeds. Okay. Now, hold on a second. Hold on a second. I'm gonna be so good right now. Look at her! Look at the things she's doing! Are you proud of me? I'm actually using this. Ancient seed. Is this the one that I can plant? Right? Is the ancient seed the one I can plant? I can't remember. Hi, Fat Bat! You just graduated with your master's! We got so many Nerd Camp members graduating this week. I'm so happy. Can we get some love and hype in the chat for Fat Bat? Let's go, baby! Congratulations! How are you doing? You're on cloud 9 today? Tell us everything. Sinisty, thank you. Aw. Aw, Silver, I love you. I'm glad I could help you out last night. You keep me updated, okay? Oh, did we finish it? That was so fast. No, girl, I did. Stop it. Stop fishing. Stop fishing. For the love of God. Okay. Oh, we got 1,500 gold from that. She's a legend. She's a scholar. Yeah, I'm going to keep everything. Okay. Just because I am the way I am, we're going back to the farm. Enjoy! Hi, Splats. You doing anything? You celebrating this week? Hey, Bum Queen. You have to make it into plantable by crafting it. Oh, okay. Do we... I bet I don't have that yet then, right? No, I can. Oh my God, I can. Oh my God, you are a legend. Okay, so then I'm going to put the ancient seed in here. I'd like to do it when we've got the greenhouse. I don't want to do it until then. To me, that would be like the best way. You know? You know? We've got to take this to the museum. A bone flute. Is that a euphemism? I hope it is. Going out with friends and family. That still sounds lovely, though. Don't forget your ticket. Oh my God, you're so right. I always tell Shella not to forget her ticket, and then here I am forgetting mine. But does she cry, cry, cry in her lonely heart, thinking, if there's nothing missing in my life, then why do these tears come at night? I do. Especially at 2 o'clock in the morning when I'm making my pudding. But did you think I was not gonna sing Britney in here? Did you? God damn it, I don't want that. Why are you giving me this crap? I'm just gonna sell it. I don't need the broccoli seeds for anything specific, right? Take that. Take that, you nasty. Oh, let's go around and see if we can get a trash can hat today. Luck may be on my side. Oh, everybody's hanging out. Should we go see everybody? Yeah, everybody's gonna be at the saloon. Let's give out some cheese and mayo to everyone. Hey, are you... What the... Lewis just pushed me out. Here, have some of my cheese. Thanks, this is great. Hey, you're great. You sure this is healthy? Harvey, for the love of God, eat some cheese. See, even Shane likes it. Grow up. Mini ratchet moments up in this hizzy? Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh goodness, are you sure? I am. See, even Emily's like, I'm feeling positive energy from this cheese. Oh god, Abigail doesn't like any of this stuff. Do I have anything for her? Wait, Abigail, let me give you my bone flute. It's not a euphemism. I don't have anything else I can give you. Do you want a geode? Here. Hey, what am I supposed to do with this? It's like a rock. You could eat it. She hated that. She hated it. I really did try. I really did try that time. Oh, the other guys aren't in here anymore. Okay, I guess let's go home, put my trash away. Throw a couple rounds, throw that D up in a casket. No, wait a second. Okay, I need to know. Sinisty, were you here the day that Chris, and I quote, said, I love to throw it back at a funeral? Because the fact, if I had a nickel for every time we talked about throwing that D up in a casket or throwing it back at a funeral, which is essentially the same thing, I'd have 2 nickels. And it's not enough for me to pay any of my bills, but it's weird enough that it happened twice. Right? She should like rocks. I agree with you. I think she's just pissing us off to piss us off. Okay, friends, I'm going to take another break so I can go and pee. I'm so sad that we'll never see Gale again. He's just completely left. I'm sorry, did I hear nipples? No. Nipples. Nipples? Where? When? It's a mod called Part of the Community where if you're around other people, you talk to someone, they get a little friendship increase. Yo, really? Oh, I want that one. I want that one. You're going to share that cheese with me. That's exactly it. Hi, Tiza. On a funeral playing Pokemon Go in my stupid Pikachu hat. Wait, how? How did that happen? I don't know what y'all are thinking about. Listen to me. I'm going to have a breakdown in this chat. Do you like causing problems on purpose? Has this been completely discussed now? Okay. BRP question for you. Why has Gale disappeared? So you can marry multiple people, but you can only have one main spouse. So apparently Gale has just decided to forever poop inside his tower. No, we're not. I don't even know what to say to y'all right now. Tell me your favorite color. Let's do something nice, bare bones. The question is on the floor for you right now to try and move the topic away from the misheard nipples. What's your favorite color? Tell me, for the love of God, I'll be back. Hi, what's everybody's favorite color? And if everybody says nipples, I will ban you myself. Welcome back. I see glitter. I think you entertaining our strange questions also makes you a menace. Are you talking about me? Purple, lilac, lavender. Do we have a lot of purple friends in here? I like the glitter question. I was given an opportunity. What did you say? Areola pink. All right, that's it. You have been banned. Pink and purple, teal. Hi, Lauren. I want to randomly pretend I heard Violet talking about nipples just to throw her off. Somebody did. Sage green. Oh, I love sage green. Yes, please. What's going on in here? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Look at all the hamsters. Wait a second. Does Atmos have one too? Oh my God. I love the one that's like bouncing towards you and crawling. That's so cute. Nipple. Stop it! It's been real modding for y'all. It's time I got banned. Hey, no, I wasn't pretending. I did hear nipples. Oh, yeah, nickels. Okay. Okay, that makes way more sense now. Sorry, I thought I saw a bug. It's just that time of year where I feel like I'm going to have a bug episode on stream again. And I'm just preparing for Golden to go clip heavy because I'm screaming my little head off. Anybody else? No? Oh, we gotta change our fit today. Wedding fit. Let's try and find something, I don't know, red. What fit would go with Karlak? Oh, why are you here? Hi, Vi. Beautiful day, isn't it? It is. Have you come to murder me before our wedding? I brought you a gift. You can do that? It's a sculpture I've been working on just for you. Oh my God! Oh, it's that monstrosity. I mean, thanks, I love it. It's called How I Feel About Vi. I hope you like it. Does this mean you want to get tangled up in each other's limbs to look like flesh noodles? I'm taking it as a euphemism. You can't ban all of us. Sure I can. Of course I can. Thanks for your help with the fish. You're so welcome. Oh, I got a farm computer. Yo, that's sick. All right, where can I put this monstrosity? Can I put it someplace? Flesh noodles. Yeah, I'm going to put it right here. Look, now we can gander at the flesh noodle anytime we want. Isn't that great, chat? Isn't that fantastic? Joke's on you. I peed in there. That wasn't actually my watering can. I like that sculpture. Okay. You can like it. I'm not disallowing that in here. I'm just going to question your taste. That's all. I got another yam. You're a yam. No gold corn. I need 2 more gold corn. Please, for the love of God. Or the pumpkins. But I'm nervous now. Do I just have a random seed in here? Yeah, let's just put a mixed seed in. What is it? Artichoke. Nice. The farm really looks put together with the curly poop in the back. Yeah, I think it really ties it together, don't you think? Flesh noodle. Do we not? Do we not want a good flesh noodle in our lives? No? What? What'd I say? An avocado, thanks. It's like the kindergartner aren't coming home. Well, you did matchy matchy? Hell yeah. We are playing together. Put a 1 in the chat if you are parallel playing with us right now. If you're also playing a video game. Maybe you're co-working. That's also groovy. I like that too. a computer, and a car. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Nipple at work so many times. Do you think... Will there anybody be concerned at that? You are! What are y'all playing? Tell me. Do I not have enough hay? Why is this not getting auto-refilled now? Or is it because Robin's working on it? Or did I have to do it myself all this time? I thought that it gets auto. Does it not? BG3, do it! Do it, do it, do it. So what games are y'all playing? Stardew? What else? You're working? Yeah? Makes it 100 times better. I'm so glad. Oh, that makes me so happy. Thanks for being here. Whether you're playing games or maybe you're working. That's awesome. Hi, Dutch. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Lovely to meet ya. Honestly, it's filled with mods. I'd like to take full advantage of it, but literally, if you just use this grass overlay and put the grass everywhere, it looks very aesthetically pleasing. Okay, y'all, question. I'm not getting enough eggs right now. Why? Do I not have enough chickens? I don't. I only have 3 chickens. That would be why. Okay. But at a certain point, when our dino is done cooking, can I make mayo dino? Dino mayo? Yeah, I said it right. Is that a thing I can do? Maybe I should buy an extra. Because the rabbit's not going to lay me eggs. Right? So I only have 3 chickens. Wait a second. No, I don't. I'm confused. Okay, wait a second. How many chickens? I have way more than 3 chickens. Why am I not getting... I should be getting 5 eggs. So where are these hidden eggs? Let me go back in. Does anybody see a hidden egg anywhere? Sometimes they're like in the corners or something. I see nothing. Or do my chickens hate me? There's dino mayo, but their eggs are like once a week. Oh, all right. So it's not really worth it. Okay, okay. You love everything you learn about this game. Is it against your will as well? A lot of Excel fans in here. What level are y'all? I guess you could say you're really excelling at it. Please don't leave me. I beg of you. I'm so lonely. Oh, we didn't do our wedding fit. Hold on. Clunt, I'll see you in a second. Because if I don't do this now, I'm going to forget. And it's Abigail's birthday. Oh my god. We got to give her a gem she can eat. Oh my god. Give her an amethyst. Abigail's birthday. Clunt for geodes. Okay. Pause time for the fit. You're so right. Freeze time everywhere. Now we're not wasting any time. All right. I'm going to need all y'all's feedback. We need a look for Karlach. We need something that screams demon, but I'm cute. So why don't we start off with maybe some hats? Honestly, we could go with the devil wings again. The devil wings aren't so bad. I think she'd like an egg in this trying time. Black and red, I think you're right. I think you're so right. A pancake. Oh, all right. Hold on a second. I love that. I love that. Let me see if maybe I can have like a darker hairstyle. None of these ones I can unfortunately change the color on. Oh, I kind of like that. I'm not lying to y'all. I kind of like that. Let's see what else I can do with my shirts. Let's see what we can do here. What color changes if I change that? Oh, the inside changes. Okay, so let's make that red. And we make that fully black. Okay, shut up, though. I actually really like that. Pretend I'm wearing, like, a loose tie around my neck. Shut up. I like that. What do you think? Should I maybe make the shirt a little bit more red? Oh! A little bit too pink. And I can't change the colors for this one. So let's get to a color where I can change it. Okay, so this one, where does that? It's the base shirt itself. Okay, so that would be that. Nah, I don't like that one. You did half size. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Oh, that's it. Oh, that's it. Oh my God. Yup. Besties, this is it. This is the one. Do I have shoes here? Sleeves. No, shoes. Override shoe color. Yes. Are red shoes like too much? Do we think? That's still showing like a little bit of color. I feel like the black on black might overdo it. Okay, there it is. She's so adorable. This is such a good Carlac fit. Oh my God. All right, wedding fit, done. Time, unfreeze. Pop it in the mirror. Pop it in the mirror. Look at her. She's an icon. She's a legend. She is the moment. Abigail looks like to be at Pierre's, so we'll go over here. Corella, is that you? It's me. I'm stuck in Stardew Valley. Yay! I went shopping last night and I picked up fresh tilapia on sale for only 112 gold. For who? Because we know you don't eat it. You're out there going to the mines so you can have a fresh meal. Ooh, corporate goth? I follow an account that does all corporate goth looks on TikTok. And I love everything she wears. Anyone else just get ready for the day like this? Right? I'm sorry. No, 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 no. Did I just get a new hat? No, 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 no. No, 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 no. I don't think it's gonna show up because... God damn it, I have to wear... We have to go back. We have to go back. I'm sorry. Give me a second. We have to go back. We have to take our hat off. We'll remember this. I need to see this hat on me, okay? Now this is a look! Why do I look like the Riddler from Batman? Please! I look like Harley Quinn got together with the Riddler and I started wearing his hat around to show everybody else whose property I am. You think a fanfic was already written about us, chat? I'd like to think so, personally. I would like to think so, personally. Okay, I think I'm just gonna keep the hat on and we'll just change it in the mirror. Riddle me this, puddin'. There we go. Okay. This is too much for me. Wait. I can put... Yeah, there we go. Harley Quinn, my beloved. Put that one on a pet? I don't know if chat already has a hat. Wait a second. Does it have to be a pet? Y'all are naked. Here, wear this. Oh. Apparently you already had the butterfly bow on, but that's fine. I think you should wear a farmer hat instead. I like the look of it. Just a little bit more. $50? For what, jeans? Mm-mm. The oak dresser from the Chest Anywhere mod too. Oh, you can? Oh, that's sick. Good to make note of. I can sell those ones back. Nothing. Nothing for Gunther outside of my bone flute. How boring, darling. Should I start slutting it up with other people around town? Who else do we want to marry? I feel like we should marry Sebastian. Personally. I don't want a flute block. You're a flute block. Did I end up getting down to the bottom of the mines? So we've got the skull key, right? But I don't think I have any of that opened yet. Greenhouse, friendship, bus repair. Bus repair. Oh my god, do I just need money? Oh my god, we can finish the bus repair today. I didn't realize that. Oh my god, chat. I think we should heartily prepare for a mine excursion in the morning time. More fertilizer. Yahoo! We did it! Let's go, baby! Another one! So I fixed primarily most of the right side of the community center outside of the bulletin board. Fantastic. Is this our third? Our third one done? Yep, it's our third one done. We did it! From the farmhouse tab? Oh, nice. Love a good mystery top hat. Do you wear them often, Cat? Do you? So while I'm here, I just want to check out everything else. Enchanter's bundle. So how the hell do you get a rabbit's foot? Just by having the rabbits and it's a slow drop. Nautilus shell we won't get till the winter time. Aquamarine. Mines? Sunflower? Springtime. Unless the merchant has it. Right? Does anybody know where I can get aquamarine from? Fall crops, we still need a pumpkin. And this, we still need the 5 gold. Okay. I got you. Your cat gifted you a... What do you mean your cat? How? In the game? How? Okay, and then I just need winter foraging over here. Your pets can gift you items? The rare drop from bunnies. Okay. Good friendship level with the rabbits for them to start dropping them. How are we doing with the rabbits so far? Yeah, we're low. Is there any way you can get this up faster, or it's literally just by petting them every day? Is that it? Petting them and feeding them? Sunflowers, is it? Is sunflower fall? I thought it was spring. Let me go to Pierre's and see. Hi, Mama Rin! We didn't do it yet. We still have to switch over to it. So, like, probably within the next 30, 40 minutes, we're going to try out the Yandere Haley mod, which I'm very excited about. Oh, shit! You are right! It is fall! And it doesn't... It can be... I just need one. And... It doesn't have to be gold, right? Summer and fall. Oh, shit. All right. Yeah. Let me plant this. Let me heckin' plant this now. All right, I'm going to do something. I want y'all to look away. This was just an artichoke seed. I'm putting it here. I'm putting it here. I don't care about that. I want a quick growth one. Speed grow. Is this the best one I can do is speed grow? Might have one in the other one. Deluxe. Yeah. Let's do deluxe. I just want to get it sooner rather than later. You know what I mean? They're in the mines. You know what floor? Oh, Gail's home! Hi, Gail! Oh, hello, my dear. I've missed you terribly. Thank you for visiting me today. You left me! Don't you gaslight girl boss gatekeep us, Gail. You weren't here for several days. Would you like anything to eat? Perhaps a hot cup of tea to warm your bones? Just let me know, whatever you need. Where have you been pooping? Gail, please, let a bitch know. Come by to help warm me right up, darling. I could. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to just sit down. Yes, it's very hard to stay warm when you don't have a beating heart. I figured. Oh, can I not move by you now? Can you get out of my way? God. 40 plus. 40 plus. Okay. Aquamarine mines 40 plus. Nope. There we go. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, we can work on that today. Since I don't have anything else going on. Though I will say, do you think I can go to the Skull Cavern with a level 7 blade, or am I gonna have a problem? You know what I just realized too? I have a lot of other things in here that I haven't been putting in the seed section. Like, I don't know why I'm keeping them over here. There we go. I have 3 aqua. Are you shitting me? Were they literally in here? Never me mine! Thanks, chat! Unbelievable. Well, it looks like we're just gonna have to go. Looks like I'm just gonna have to shut the front door now, isn't it? Isn't it, chat? Crusader makes it where you don't need bombs to kill mummies. Oh! Nice! Which one was this again? Yeah, the dye bundle. Sick! Okay, so I'll be able to finish this once I grow my sunflower. Then, yeah, we're gonna have to hope for, rabbit's foot that will get dropped. Assumedly, like, I don't know. I'd like to think that the merchant will sell it to us. But what if I don't have enough money that day? Then I'll cry. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean for you to see that. Sorry. I'm so sorry. Did that on purpose that time. Listen, can't a person just be a little trash goblin around here? All right? I'm bringing so much financial success to this town, and you won't even let me go. Would you please get away? I can't even dumpster dive in peace anymore. These people take everything from me. It's take, no give. Pets can gift items now when you reach 5 hearts. Tiza, is that true? So what do I have? Oh, but you say can gift. Is it when you're petting them? Is it when you are seeing them throughout the day? What needs to happen exactly in order to receive a gift? Do I just annoy my cat when you pet them? Okay. Oh, there's my cat. Hi. So it's only once per day then. Damn it. Thanks for the follows. Welcome on in. All right, I guess I can get over this. I just want to go through and see if I have anything that I can grab to make more stuff. All right, so we've got some cheeses. I honestly might just keep the non-starred cheese with me today instead of selling it because I need a lot of food for the mines. The Skull Cavern, I should say. Not always guaranteed. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I'm going to keep these too. Wait, hold on. Oh, that's negative 75 energy. Never mind. I will not be drinking the void mayonnaise. That seems like I will just instantly pass out. It happens more often in the evening if I hadn't pet them during that morning. Oh, all right. Good to make note of. Good to make note of. I'm so afraid to go to the Skull Cavern by myself. Can you get out of the way? You haven't been here all day, then you won't even let me get into bed. Hi, is it Renspion? Welcome on in. Thank you. If you want to check them out yourself, I have a beautiful little doc of everything that I have installed. But thank you so much. I love aesthetically pleasing Stardew mods. Oh, we got some 3K coins too. Lovely, lovely. All right, so we're not gonna be able to go to the desert until what, 9? Hey, are you awake? Why are you sleeping in the corner? There's a full bed there. Now, are you taking turns? Because Astarion's gone now. It's gonna rain tomorrow. Oh no, Astarion's out here. Hi, baby. And you're sleeping outside like a dog. Okay. Star fruit wine. Do I need this for anything? I guess I could just sell it. Oh my god, that alone is 2,250 buckarooskies? Yo, that's so good. Can I make squid ink wine? Probably not. I'll put a melon in there. Hi, James. How you doing? Gus, thank you so much for the omelet. I don't have any mail. Your mail. Is that a bug with the mod? I think it is, but I don't know why. He started sleeping outside after we got married. I couldn't tell you why. Oh, my pumpkins! Okay, manifest some gold. Manifest some gold. All right, I got 2 gold so far. Come on, come on, come on. We need the 5. We need the 5. We did it! Chat, we did it! Oh my god. Oh my god, it worked! Incredible. Incredible! I don't know if I'm gonna need another pumpkin or not, so I'll put like 3 in here maybe for this season. Okay, we're gonna bring these over. Amazing! Cat, give me a treat. I got nothing. But Lucian loves me now. Wait a second, does this mean I can get another animal? How does that work? I want another animal for the farm. Can I get another animal? Let me know if I can. You're not a bot? Renspion, I am so glad to hear that. Trout soup. Ugh, that's not nice. I'm gonna run over and do the traveling merchant first, and then we'll go back to the farm. Just wait. Caroline asked for one. I think so too, right? Hi, Cat. Well, we're dressed up because we're getting married to Karlak in-game tomorrow. Marnie telling me soon? Okay. Rainbow show. Ah! Ah! Oh my god! Oh my god! We did it! We did it! We got it! We got it! We got it! We got it! We girl bossed so close to the sun without getting burnt! Oh my god! Oh my god! We did it! We did it! All right, I'm going immediately over to the community center. Let's go, let's go! Okay. So, everybody shut your mouth! Shut your cute little faces! All crops bundle. I'm just gonna put one of the pumpkins in here. All right, greenhouse. We got bees! Quality crops! Done! Done. Oh, I got another preserves jar. Let's go. Oh my god, we've made so much progress in one stream day than we have in like several weeks. Hi, Tiff, how are you doing? Oh, hi, Dark. Hello, sweet friend. Lovely. So that's our 4th one. All right, so the Enchanter's bundle is now done. Yes! The merchant didn't hate me today. Oh, I got 5 gold bars from that. That's nice. So we just need the Nautilus shell, which is going to be in the winter time. And then I'm growing a sunflower. So, like, literally what else is left? The bulletin board, we were just there. Crafts room. We need 2 winter foraging items. And I already did that. Crafts room and bulletin board. That's literally it. We have 3 bundles left. Can you believe it? Can you believe it's not butter? Oh my god. I can't wait for you to learn the config menu for the animals. The farm's already amazing, but the custom animals too. So, hold on. Is that this one? So wait, mod options. Oh, wait, hold on. Are you talking about the pets or for the animals? Because if so, I don't think I have one downloaded for pets. I guess I'm just going to sell these. Right? Yeah, I probably should. I kind of want to set up a new area of the farm. I know we said we were going to go, well, all right, here, I'll do this. Set up preserves area. So it doesn't have to be today. Because we do want to go to the desert today. But I would like to work on some other stuff around the farm. All right. I don't need that. What do I need for the cave? I should probably keep my steel hoe, right? Yeah. All right, let's feed the animals and then we'll go off. Has a cuter dogs, cats. Really? And it's compatible with 1.6? There's been no issues with it? Because if that's the case. Oh, Robin finished the upgrade today too. Amazing. Cool. Winter forageables and the cold levels of the month. Yeah, that's how I got the two other ones too. Yeah. Because we haven't hit winter yet. So that's the only reason why I have some of those filled in. Oh, that's so exciting! Okay, cool. I love them. Like, the aesthetic is so adorable. Love them, love them, love them. All right, come here, babies. Everybody gets a pat from Mama Violet. I would have laughed so hard if we had gotten a rabbit's foot today. Like, all right, well, thanks. Thanks for nothing. Because if I had checked here first, then I wouldn't have had to spend the money. Am I right or am I right? I know I'm right. I will sell the wool and then we're leaving. The horse mod, you can customize the horse. And oh my god, really? I want it as gay as possible. As gay as possible. And that would make me so happy. Yes, please. Oh, before we go, here, I'm gonna pause time because I don't want it to get too late for us. I really should replant some things because we're only on the 14th of the month. So I want to see what I've got for seeds. Yeah. Let's do this for now. Oh, you know what? I should also maybe set up my bee house. And I can put, like, the flowers over on this side. And I'll just have those keep growing and we'll get some honey from that, maybe? Okay. I am not using the Pam horse for this save. You think that's aesthetically pleasing? Riding her around the valley? Skittles the rainbow horse, really? Hi, Ryan! How are you doing, by the way? I'm so sorry I didn't say hello to you. I love everything about those mods. We were having such a hard time because I don't think they were originally updated for 1.6. So I kept them out of my game for a hot minute. But I missed it. I missed it so much. Okay, I still have to water some of these too, unfortunately. But that's fine. Hi, Allison! How are you doing, bestie? Don't perceive me, I'm not purple. What happened to you? You think you know somebody. You think you know somebody, then everything changes. What happened? Where did we go wrong? When Pam Horse eats, it's even more disturbing. I've never seen that. Does she just, like, chomp down? You know what? Maybe don't answer my question. Let the mystery remain. This can be my new sleep paralysis demon. I don't want to know about it. Okay, let's unfreeze the time. And let's go. You know what I just realized? I didn't have to wait till 9. Can I not just... Yeah. I'm gonna save my money. I'm gonna save my money. Hi, Sandy. Hi, bestie. You need to switch back. You gotta make a pink horse and you can be in the pink pony club. I want to. Oh, things half size. Pam. Crafty, there's a mod where Pam, the NPC Pam, our truck driver for the desert, but before that she works at Joja. She lives in the trailer with Penny. Somebody, not me, obviously, but some unhinged individual, which I love very much, created the Pam horse mod. So you're literally riding her around the valley. You need to switch back. Listen, change can be good, though. I'm doing good. I hope you are, too. A Pam bus... A what? What do you mean the bus turns into Pam? Welcome to Sandy's Oasis. Hi. You're pretty. I'm still mad that we can't date Sandy. Do you think there is a mod for that? Stop putting that in this chat, Lauren! It is so cursed. Please visit again soon. Here, I'm gonna give you this cheese. You're so welcome. So here's where I can buy the star fruit seeds, right? I don't have the greenhouse yet, so once we get the greenhouse... Mannequins? Really? Are the mannequins new? Okay. Okay. I'm slightly disturbed, but okay. What do you mean Penny's Nightmare mod? What is that? Explain this to me. The bus looks like Pam. Once again, learning so much against my will. There's no nipples. What is the Nightmare mod? Thank you so much for the follow. I'm so sorry. Oh, God. You know what I miss? Shella really spoiled me with that elevator mod yesterday. I think I'm going to have to add that in. Oh, God. I feel so spoiled by that. All right. Let's start her off, everyone. No, no more nipples. God. God damn you all. Oh, that's right. I still have the one hit on. Oh, I'll be fine in the mines then. Hold! This game just called me a shaft. You should hold out for the mannequins that drop in the skull caverns. No spoilers, just say... Really? Okay. Is there something special about them? Makes everyone in the town Pam besides Penny. That sounds terrifying. I don't! Chat says nipples. I said nothing like that. Do it, Tiza. I love that. I love that so much for you. Me, do I have enough equipment for the skull caverns? Also me. Oh, that's right. I've got the one hits on. Listen. I know that nobody cares about this, but like I already did perfection. So all of these other runs, they're just gonna be chill. They're gonna be chill. I'm gonna be nice to myself about it. Easily, thank you so much for gifting out a sub in the chat. To more nipples. You are truly so kind. In other news, completely unrelated, we seem to have a mod position open up in the community. How? I don't know. It just happened. It just happened recently. And, I'm kidding. I love you easily. Thanks, Doc. Oh, me. The silly goose. Do I have any bombs? I probably should have checked if we had bombs beforehand. Oh, that's so big. You better not be coming over. Pow, right in the kisser. Oh, thank you. Ah! Enjoy dinner! Oh, I'm gonna pick up one of these bad boys. When am I gonna get the letter in the mail? With... Okay, we'll just keep going down. From Key. Is that gonna be like the next day? I don't... It's been so long. The new nipple saga. We can't go back. You want to go back? We can't go back. I refuse. Tomorrow? Okay. You super cheat in the skull caverns? Because it's a pain. Oh, I got a bomb. Oh my god, let's use it. Let's use it together, chat. Oh, I have 2. Oh! Bye. 13 levels. That's lucky. Let me eat something, though. You get injured from going down the shaft? I'm so sorry. Do you get injured from going down the hole? I mean, I wasn't lying. about the shaft, but like I was. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to know! Stop making fun of me! You're so mean. Paul! You fell 6 levels. Crafty, take care. Have a good day of work, darling. We'll see you on Thursday. Yes, okay. Thank you for answering that question. Ah! Your mother is a hamster. Oh, iridium! Oh my god, I think this is our first iridium. Woohoo! And I got 3 of them. Let's go. How do you actually kill these little bugs? I forgot, so don't ask me. Oh, more iridium. It's a really good one. As you jump, you can see... Oh my god, you can see your health go down? Oh, can you? Okay, I got crab cakes from that, too. Another bomb. Nice! Oh, a gem. Hi, Emma. How you doing? Is this a good luck day for me? I'm feeling a little lucky today, but I feel like a lot of lucky today. And your father smelt of elderberries. Thank you so much for picking up what I was putting down there. From Monty Python. That was a lot of moaning in my ear. Thanks for that, though. Can I start sending some stuff home? God, I really need to label stuff. Okay, 5, 6. Oh, that cleaned out a lot. 7. Yeah, why not? I'll put the crab cakes in there. Just for shits and gigs. I guess we didn't have a ruby yet. Yeah, well, I don't know if I want to give it. I don't want to know if I want to give it to Gunther. Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking. Then you don't have to worry about going back up. And, wait, hold on. So you can put things in there. Can you take things out? So, like, if I'm running low on food, I can just open up my chest, right? I know it's probably a silly question, but I haven't done it the opposite way yet. All right, you know what? Let's blow this popsicle stand. Oh, I don't have any. Never mind. Wait. Is it in my chest? Yeah. Let's blow this popsicle stand. Nice. Hi, Ariel. How are you doing, sweetheart? Geodes. Geodes upon geodes. Oh. We're gonna have so much, like... I switched my tool over too fast. I hoed the mummy. It's shattered to the ground like a pancake. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You didn't deserve that. Okay. All right. You'll be back to us soon, and then I'll properly kill you. Wow. Hi. Okay, bye for real this time. That was so funny, y'all. Oh, that mummy flat. If I end up passing out, I open the chest anywhere real quick and I put everything away so I can't lose items. Oh, that's also big brain idea. I like that. Damn, I was hoping for some more iridium. Yo, though. Woo! Give me all your pretty items. The hoe is strong with this one. I have a name, Emma. I'm just kidding. This better work. This is my last bomb. Oh, I hurt myself in the process. Oh, we got a lot of iridium over here. We haven't gotten a hole in a while. Can y'all manifest some holes for me, please? Use the inner hoe. I always do, baby. Don't I know it? I feel like we're honestly doing pretty good. We haven't gotten killed yet. Do you always get cloth drops from the mummies? Find the shaft. I'm trying. The shaft is not shafting with me. Oh, well, I found a staircase. I guess that's better than nothing, but I want to grab this. I think it's an emerald. Yeah. Well, what can you do? What floor are we on? Oh. Okay. 40. We're up to floor 40. Are you proud of me? Look how far we've come. I don't like this level. Why is it so barren? Where are all the monsters? Oh, to craft bombs and things. Can I craft a bomb? Do I have it yet? Oh, I can. Iron ore and coal. And then copper ore and coal. Iron and copper. I mean, I'll do the little baby bombs just because I have more. God, I love this mod. This was such a gift for y'all to give me. Truly and honestly. Truly and honestly. This is such a good mod. Floor 40! She's doing it! IQ, welcome on back! Yeah, this whole area is very barren, but, like, I'm okay with it. Oh, no, did I put one down? Dino! Dino! Y'all, there's a dino! There's a dino! I got a prehistoric rib. Ooh, all right. I will take it. I got excited thinking another egg was gonna drop. Give me a trinket, you cowards. I also don't have any trinkets. Woo! Coming out of here. So hot. There was no egg to get. They just gave me a staircase like some loser. Gino? Come here. Nipples? Right, that one was me. That one was me that time. Just feel like you're gonna hear me say it, so I might as well just say it. Combat mastery and oh, so I have to completely max that out. Yeah, I'm only at 6. Unless I cheat it, but I don't want to. I want to earn that myself, you know? Earn my keep. What time is it? 9:30? You think we can hit 50? I think this will be our last day before we switch over to our mod showcase, okay? So don't go anywhere. We're still going to play Stardew Valley, but we're going to switch on over to our Yandere Haley mod so we can try out some of this chaos instead. Stop it. You're awful in the Skull Caverns? It's hard. It's meant to be hard. It's definitely not you, it's the game. And again, I have a lot of mods that, you know, are currently helping me right now. Like the one-hit mod, the Chess Anywhere mod. God damn it, Golden. Golden, thanks for all the clips today. We've been unhinged in the valley. Max all the skills and get the combat mastery perk in the what do you mean the forest cave? The forest cave? The forest cave? Are you talking about where the bear is? In the Cinder Snap forest? Or no, you're talking about the cave with the door in the forest, right? Okay, okay. I'm picking up what you're putting down. I'm getting you now. I don't think I've even gone back there. Should I go back there for my fishing? Because I already maxed out with my fishing. More than a touch. But you know, it's usually more than a feeling. Give me a hole! What is this? Unbelievable. All right, this is gonna be our last one that we do. Hole! Just kidding, I want one more. The game remembers your lowest skull cavern level if you add the elevator mod. Oh, it does? Oh, sick. So if I get to 50, then we could go to 50 then, right? All right, let's try and get to 50. Shut up, you're not tired. Nobody is ever tired in here. Yeah, I really want that one. For sure. House size, you said you put it in the Discord for me, right? That's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. We did it! We hit level 50! Woohoo! Let's go! Professional gamers! I'm so proud of us, y'all. So, so, so proud. Do I need the cloth for anything? I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell the mushrooms. I will keep the rest. Sleeping in my Stardew Valley? More likely than you think. Nothing over there. Oh, I got a sword? A burglar's shank. That seems incredibly unsafe. You know, is the Adventurers Guild still open or are they closed? Oh, no, they're still open. I just want to sell the shank. Maybe somebody else could use the shank. But not I. Do you have the... No, well, yes, but no. I have to move it over into my folder. I know that sounds weird. Oh, look, they're sleeping side by side. That's very sweet. I can't wait till Karlak is just on the other side of them. Hey, let's go. Level 6 combat. I got the slime egg press, oil of garlic. Very good, very good. CJB can teleport you to a specific floor now. What? Where? How? What? Hold on. Wait. I want to look at this for a second. Oh, you're so fine, Q. Don't worry about it. Oh. It's our marriage day. Apparently Astarion is the only one that's going to be joining us because he's our primary spouse and Gale is just off into the yonder. All right. Let's do our wedding. Look at Karlak's pretty dress. We match each other. How am I taller than her? You see that? I've never been taller than anybody. Vi, Karlak. Now smooch. Yay! Marnie is so supportive of love. Good for Marnie. I wonder, do you think that Karlak also made a room? I kind of want to test this out before we go. You gotta hold on. Evelyn, what the hell do you want? Hi. What's up? Okay. Why are you here? Why are you here in my